Hello everyone, how are we? So today, finally I'm doing it. I said I'd do it ages ago, but I haven't got around to recording it and editing it, but here it is, the 100 subs Q&A video. So, again, thank you to everyone who's got me to this point. You mean the world to me. We're almost at 150 to be fair, we're only about 17 off, so that's not too bad. That would be my second milestone. Actually, would it be 200? Anyway, thank you. Also, hello, welcome. Well, welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself on the channel. And yeah, so basically what this is us hit 100 subs. So to do a Q&A. Here it is. That's all it really is, isn't it? Yeah. So let's just get straight on with this video. First question comes from Ross. Ross is a big shout out to him because he asked when the Doctor Who figure collection was coming off. First person to ask. And he asked, if your room was burning down and you could only choose one figure, a Doctor Who figure, what would you choose to save? And this question has been bugging me for about 2 weeks now because I generally do not know. Because as you know, there's loads. So what do I pick? I've narrowed it down to a few. I've narrowed it down to K1 because he is probably one of the best builder figures. And it took me almost over 10 years since the first drop to actually get him. Maybe Davros from Members of the Daleks. I absolutely love this figure to death. Like, I've always wanted this. It's one of my favourite Dalek stories. Or maybe Sutek. Good old Sutek. Absolutely love this guy. I think he's one of my favourites. So it's really kind of hard to pick which one it would be. It might have to be Sutek, you know. Or maybe I reckon I could grab a handful before my house burns down. What do you mean? I'm sorry, that was a bit of a cheap cop-out, but that's basically how this is going to be because it's very hard to pick. There's just too many good ones, Ross. There's just too many good ones. I don't even know. Next, going to a question from my mate Shannon, who has asked quite a fair few. Quite a lot of people have actually asked quite a lot of questions. Not too many people have asked questions, but the people who have asked loads of questions, so very nice. Thank you for all your questions. What's your favourite figure that you've got? I'm going to have to say it. I reckon it's going to be Sutek. Do you know why? Those glow-in-the-dark eyes. Look at them. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I absolutely love the Sutek figure. I think it's one of the best, and probably my favourite. What inspired you to create the channel? This channel in general, quite a few people have actually asked that. It's mainly because I wanted to start reviewing Doctor Who stuff, so like, I've always been a fan of Doctor Who YouTubers like Matthew from Batmanmarch. Really like my mate Ben from Pertweesmith 11. My mate Ethan. There's just been loads of other big YouTubers, and I always loved Doctor Who stuff. And I always wanted to make a review channel to review figures and episodes and stuff like that. And then it just evolved over time, and I just started posting Blu-ray stuff because I was quite interested. Like, I started collecting Arrow quite heavily, so I was like, I might just make an Arrow video collection because I've made collection videos before on other channels. So I just decided that, yeah, I was going to do this, and this was just going to be my place to put all my nerd stuff, to be honest. But yeah, I do really like this. I do really like this little corner of YouTube that we've got going on. Sorry to put my hand over the camera, so you're not missing much. What would you recommend to others who want to do the same? You just be yourself, but overall, just being yourself is more enjoyable. You know, because there's no point faking it, is there? Because, which leads on to my other point, is because you can't please everyone. So you might as well just be yourself, because people are going to come along anyway, dislike your videos, probably leave me in comments eventually, because that's just how it is. That's just how some people are, aren't they? You can't please everyone, so you just have to be yourself. You just have to take it on the chin, which is really hard because YouTube is a very competitive place, but sometimes you just got to remember that if you're just doing this as a hobby, it is just a hobby. And yeah, and to take mental health breaks. Taking mental health breaks is so important because your mental health is very important. You, of all people, are the most important person to the channel. If people get upset that you're not uploading, then they just clearly don't understand. So they can just I don't have time for them, to be honest. If you've got no sympathy or empathy for people who are struggling with mental health issues, then I just can't be fucking bothered with you, to be honest. I just can't be fucking bothered with you, and that is true. But yeah, just be yourself. Remember, you can't please everyone, so just do you, and take mental health breaks, for sure. And just keep recording, just upload videos, you know. If you've got a phone, just go for it, just keep making content. The more you make, the more reach you get, so yeah, just keep making it, and then you eventually perfect what you want to do anyway, so yeah, that just helps as well, so yeah. Someone also asked, what is your favourite item in your collection? Oh, that's pretty easy. It is this bad boy. Absolutely love this. I can't believe we actually have this. It was Criterion's 1000th release. It is the almighty Showa era of Godzilla. Look at that. I just remember it getting run out, so I was like, I am saving up for that. And I did. Here it is. Beautiful. Absolutely adore this set. My favourite Blu-ray set. It's just absolutely gorgeous. This is beautiful. I love the colouring and that art. Gorgeous. What is your least favourite? Well, it's either probably going to be this DVD, The Underwater Menace, because this is the worst Doctor Who release of all time. It is absolutely rubbish. I was always hyped to watch The Underwater Menace, and then first it got announced for an animation after they found a second episode. I was so happy. Then the animation got pushed back, and then it went to fucking telesnaps, and the telesnaps are fucking rubbish. This is such a piss poor release, and I can't believe they had the audacity to release this. And what annoys me is the fact that we're getting an animated episode of The Web of Fear, when in reality this episode needs it more. This episode needs so much more love, because it's a creepy atmosphere. There's some great performances in here, but my fucking god, this release is terrible. So this will probably be the worst DVD Blu-ray worst release that I have. But one of the worst items I have in my collection is this, and this is Part 4 Jason. And this NECA, compared to the other NECAs, is terrible. Why? Do you know why? Because I found out that there are bootlegs of NECA figures, and this, unfortunately, is one of them. He can't stand up properly. That's why I had to invest in one of these bases. The masks, the tool, the weapons and everything, they're just not up to scratch compared to some of the other absolutely gorgeous. Like comparing this to the Part 2 Jason I got, absolutely beautiful sculpt, absolutely. Everything on the accessories and everything is absolutely fantastic. This, on the other hand, is crap. This is so cheap and flimsy, it's actually a joke. I also had this problem with the Part 3 Jason, and then I actually got an official one, and the difference was night and day. But yeah, I really need to pick up an official version of this, because I'm really not happy with this. But yeah. What is the most expensive item you've got? Well, currently, what I've paid for and what I know is very expensive, it'll either have to be the 2004 NECA set with Dr. Loomis and Michael Myers. I didn't get it, I didn't pay for it, but I got it for Christmas, and all I know is it's fucking expensive. It was in the box as well. Very expensive set, that's all I know. Also, probably, Doctor Who-wise, the most I've spent is on the Doctor Who Remembrance of the Daleks 4-pack, because that is like gold dust to find it in box, and just to find it in general, all the figures together, it's ridiculous. Some of the people are selling the Daleks 40-50 quid individually, so it's quite hard to find the whole set together. But I found that last year, and I just decided I just bit the bullet, because I was not spending money on anything else, so I thought, bang, I'll just get that. But yeah, really worth it. Absolutely adore that set. It's one of my favourites. And the last question is, are there any figures you wish you hadn't got? Those eBay NECAs for sure. Absolutely wish I didn't have them. Wish I just had the official ones. And yeah, those are all the questions from Shannon. Thank you so much, Shannon, for all of those questions. Now, we have the questions from the lovely Lauren, from Lauren's Collection. Can I get a massive shout out for Lauren for always being supportive on this channel? So, the first question Lauren asks is, what is the first Doctor Who classic story that I ever saw? And it was this, The Five Doctors. I have the original 25th, the original special edition at home, the OG version that they released back in the day, but then obviously I've got this new version because it comes with the original version of the Five Doctors. But yeah, this is the first one I ever saw. I just picked up, I thought the cover looked really cool, and it said The Five Doctors. I was like, what? There's more than... I was like, how many are there? So I picked that up, and I absolutely love this story. It's my third favourite classic story of all time. It's so good. I love Pertwee, Troughton, Davison. I love the Master in this. I just love... It's just a great episode in my opinion. I really like it. The Cybermen, the bit with the Raston robot. Oh my god, that bit's so good. The Dalek scene. Richard Herndl as fucking... William Hartnell is fantastic in this. It's absolutely brilliant. I absolutely adore this story. I love it so much. Great story. What is your least favourite film and why? Fuck, this is a... probably Serbian film. That's just a disgusting film. Any of the Human Centipedes, preferably number 2. That one's just fucking disgusting. And probably a film that I really dislike that isn't just a disgusting shit show of a film. Pacific Rim 2, Pacific Rim Uprising, dog shit sequel, absolutely rubbish. I can't believe they had the audacity to even go ahead with that sequel. Like, the first one is such a good kaiju film. Like, there's so much love, attention, and detail on it. Like, it's great. And then the second one is just just a rendered video game cutscene. That's all it feels like. I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. And yeah, so it's either Police Serbian Film or Human Centipede 2, or actually any of them. They're all shite and disgusting. Or Pacific Rim Uprising. Though I'd probably say those three are the worst set films I've ever seen in my life. Everyone also asks, if you could pick any boutique Blu-ray release, what would it be? Well, two ones easily come to mind here. It would either be the Halloween Scream Factory with all of the Halloweens in them. Mainly to have Halloween on Blu-ray, to get the producer's cut of The Curse of Michael Myers, just all those lovely artworks, that lovely box. Absolutely adore that set, it's so beautiful. Or the Gamera collection set, the big box set. I actually had that on pre-order, and then it got so close to being it got to the date of it being released. It was like I said it was going to be released to me in a month, and then when it came to the month of delivery, it's like, oh, we just realised that we don't have this in stock. We've refunded your money immediately. I was so fucking pissed off because I was so excited for that set. So yeah, I was utterly pissed off for the fact that I couldn't get that set. Because I absolutely love Gamera. I was so excited when that box set got announced. I was so excited that the fact that Gamera was finally getting a UK proper release. Yeah, for sure, I would really love that Gamera set. Absolutely adore it. I'm happy with the standard edition, but it's one of those sets that I really wanted all the bonus content for as well. I wanted it so badly. I wanted the booklets, the posters, the art cards. It just looked so good. I was so upset about it. But yeah, it would definitely be those two. And an honourable mention, the Friday the 13th box set. When you go into HMV, where is the first place you look? Well, this is a good question. If I'm going back, it used to be music. Back in when I remember going back in high school, it used to be music first, and then used to be the first thing I went to, and then it changed eventually because then I started going into the standard movie section because I used to be a DVD collector before I was a Blu-ray collector. So I used to go in, when it had the ABC sort of thing, so you cover everything. And then a few points in my life, it used to be just to go straight to the horror section, the horror DVD section as well. That used to be, because horror's my favourite. If you've seen from my collection, I will be doing one day. I will be doing it in full horror movie collection with Blu-rays and DVDs in it. But now I would say it is the collector's edition. I go to Arrow first. I like to see the Arrow titles. I like to pick out what Arrows that I want to see. Maybe they've got some in store that I haven't seen. Because I like buying off the website, but also I just like going and getting something straight away. If I have something in mind and it's there, I'll go. But yeah, mainly it is the Arrow collection, the Arrow section, and then I'll look for the rest of the collector's section. Then I'll probably go down to the horror section, quickly breeze through the standard Blu-ray section, and then I'll probably go to the 4K section. Then maybe dip in and out of the DVD stuff. Mainly the DVD stuff I go to TV, I would say. But yeah, Arrow is where I go first. Got a random question here. Do you prefer tea or coffee? I am a tea drinker. I don't mind a coffee, but I can't drink it every day. A tea I can have every day. Absolutely love tea. Come from a tea household. What's another hobby you don't speak about on YouTube? Just editing in general. I don't know if I've said that I really like editing. I like making films. I like being creative. I would say I'm quite a creative person. Or a creative, as they say. I don't fucking know what the correct term or title is. But I really like making films. Like I said, I am at uni to do something that is a hobby, but I also want to making a good hobby into a job, yeah, basically. And it all spills over into YouTube anyway. So making films, I really like editing, making beats as well. Recently getting back into GarageBand and stuff like that. I haven't really talked too much about gaming. I am a serious gamer. Recently got back into Titanfall 2. I've been spamming the ever shit out of that game. I absolutely adore Titanfall. Didn't realise it was over 5 years old, and the first one's 10 years old as well. I felt so old. Probably about that. Going on walks with my mates and stuff like that. I really like a good walk, going to places. Not really too much, to be fair. When did you properly get into Doctor Who stuff, and why? It was 2005. I remember coming downstairs and my dad was watching the episode Dalek on TV when it was first aired, and it was the scene where the Dalek comes out and starts fighting the troopers, and it starts spinning its gun, like swapping its gun and swapping around and doing the whole like 360, like 180 turn to fire back and forth. I was like, as a kid, I was like, holy shit! 7-year-old me could not believe it. And then they start announcing they announced like the remote control Dalek. I got that. And then they started announcing the other figures. Like it was like the year after. It was either later that year or the year after. But I got all that first wave with like the Mox of Balhoun, the Sycorax Leader, Cassandra, the Regeneration 2-pack. Like absolutely adored it. And then started and then I got the first set of 2 DVDs, and then I got the classic. Then I got my classic first lot of classic DVDs, which was the 5 Doctors, Pyramids of Mars, and Robots of Death. And then started collecting the DVDs as they started coming out. That's probably when I started actually collecting. Yeah, I'd say then. But that's for a different question. But yeah, 2005, and when my dad was watching Dalek, that is when I properly got into Doctor Who. I would say, because my love for it was just like I was watching every week from then, and then I got the trading cards and everything that came out in that first 2005 to 2006. Just everything I got, absolutely loved it. The next question is the same question again, but for films. I'd probably say about middle school. For films, I got my mate Ben. Shout out to Ben, also, if he's watching. We just got into started talking about film and stuff like that. We were really into horror as well, so we started talking about horror. There was also a lot of compilation videos that people would do, like Jason Voorhees tribute videos, Freddy Krueger tribute videos. I'd say it was about year 5, year 6. I would say about year 5 got into film, probably about early year 6 is when I started collecting films. Like in middle school, that's when I got like the original Saw, that that Nightmare on Elm Street box set, the Crystal Lake to Manhattan DVD set. Yeah, stuff like that. What inspired you to start YouTube? Well, I've had YouTube channels since I was in middle school. I started making tribute videos originally. That's what my original thing was. And then back in the day, seeing a couple collectors. There's not many of them are still around. But the only one who's really still around is Cool Duder. If you're into your blue tube and stuff like that, you should know. He's the guy he's the American guy. Wears the cap. Does the Blu-ray hunting videos every Tuesday. I really like him. I would love to. That would be something to go to America and do a video with him. Could you imagine if that ever happened? That'd be crazy. But yeah, mainly I have like another channel going, but this is like a place where I wanted to put all just dedicate myself to doing all my nerdy stuff. So like talking about my Doctor Who stuff, talk about my Blu-rays now, talk about other figures, reviews, unboxings, just stuff that didn't really fit with the other channel. So I just felt like this just dedicated spot was a good place to do it. Do like big in-depth videos of like Doctor Who, like Cleverdicks films, I've said already, like Ben from Pertweesmith 11, and just other people like that, and seeing other collectors like Alex Labia and stuff like that, the Flick Pick. Just talk about stuff that I really want to talk about in depth. And yeah, just thought this was a good idea to do it. When did you make the decision that you were going to start? This was probably summer last year. I was on a bit of a flip because I wanted to start 2 YouTube channels because I was heavily into Modern Warfare, the new one that came out in 2020, and I was going to make either a COD YouTube channel and I wanted to do that, and I wanted to make this channel. This one was easier, so I decided to make this one. So I decided to make this channel. It started getting going so my first video was in October, but I recorded that ages ago. But yeah, so I decided to do it in October. I was going to do stuff in November, but a lot of stuff got in the way. A lot of shit happened between October and November. And I eventually got... Yeah, so it was about stuff. And then stuff that I picked up in November. I was planning to do videos in November, but because there was stuff going on with filming, I also got COVID as well, so that was a bit shit. So I didn't really feel up to the need to do anything, so I ended up editing all the videos. But yeah, but December is when this channel really started getting going, and then yeah, that's about it really. What is your favourite colour? Orange and black. If you could visit one place in the world, where would it be? Japan. It would be Japan. I really want to see like the lifestyle. Like I want to see like I want to see a pagoda in real life. I just really like the architecture. I want to see, like, just be stood in front of Toho Studios. That'd be great. Like, I want to go to Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. There's so many fucking places. Kyoto, sorry. There's so many great places in Japan that I'd really like to visit. Mount Fuji, just so many beautiful, breathtaking, like, stuff that I've always seen in films that I would really like to see. Do you like roller coasters? There's another random question. Yes or no? Yeah, no. Yes and no. Yes, I do. No, because I haven't really been on many. The only one I can really think of I've actually ever been on was Tidal Wave. I think it's called Tidal Wave. Placewood Hills, basically. I've never been to Alton Towers. I've never been to Fort Park. I really wanted to go to Fort Park when they first. I remember when they announced the Saw ride. I was like, I really want to fucking go on that. I really want to go on that. And then my cousin said she'd take me, and just never did. And finally, last question from Lauren is, why do you love Saw so much? Why do I love Saw so much? I'm going to tell you, Lauren. I love this franchise for a multiple of reasons. This is the new 4K. Link down below to the new video if you want to go watch it. Why do I love Saw so much? There's so many elements. This film alone, the suspense, the pacing, how it was made on such little budget. I just really like the acting. I really like the world building. That's a massive part. I like how they built Jigsaw up to be this massive, ominous person who's never even killed anyone. He would go down for second-degree murder, but he's never actually officially killed anyone. Well, by the first ones, I have to rewatch the other sequels. But yeah, world building, the twists. I really love the twists. I love the cop drama element to it as well. I think that's just great. I love Jigsaw himself. I like how you're supposed to be like, yes, I like how it tries to make you agree with him, to be like, bad people need justice, and you're just like, are you sure this is the right way about going about it? Like to people, I love Billy the Puppet as well. Tobin Bell as Jigsaw as well, fantastic. Creative kills, some of the most creative kills I've ever seen in horror in general. But this, I love this franchise. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Some sequels, there is some really gross out moments, but at the same time, I'm not really in it for the traps anymore. I'm just in it for the actual story built around the traps and stuff like that. Oh, that's some great stuff. I'm not going to say anything about any of the other characters, but there is some great character development for some people in the franchise. But yeah, that's why I really love the Saw. And thank you for all your questions, Lauren. Next two questions are from my friend Amy. What episode got you hooked into Doctor Who? This would have been, like I said earlier, would have been Dalek from 2005. Saw me dad watching, absolutely got so hooked from it. I thought, like I said, love it. I love the performance from the whole cast. Christopher Eccleston's standout is amazing. The Dalek itself, the reveal, everything about it, I absolutely love. I remember rewatching it for the first time like 2 years ago. I hadn't seen it in ages. It gave me goosebumps. Absolutely love the performances. And the second question from Amy is, who is my favourite companion? And it's got to be Sarah Jane Smith. I absolutely love Liz Sladen. May she rest in peace. I was so upset when she passed away. She's fantastic. She's great with John Pertwee. She's great with Tom. She was great with David Tennant. She was great with Matt Smith. She was great in her own right. Everything she did, she was standout. Oh, I really wish she hadn't passed away, because I reckon she would have been fantastic for Big Finish as well. I think she would have been absolutely... I absolutely love Liz. So many great stories. It's like, she's in my favourite classic story of all time, Pyramids of Mars. There's just so many great ones with her, like Robot, Terror of the Zygons. Just her performance in general is fantastic. I absolutely love Liz Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith. She was fantastic. Next, we're going to move on to my questions from my mate Jake, otherwise known as Mewtwo Minded, link down below, who has asked me a good amount of questions. So let's get back into it. Obviously, there's going to be more questions because it's a Q&A. First question Jake asks is, what is your favourite film of all time? Halloween. Absolutely love Halloween. Can't go wrong with it. Love this since I was in middle school. Still love it to this day. Favourite film. Can't wait to rewatch it. Halloween from 1978 by John Carpenter. Absolutely great film. Is there any figure or statue you would love to get, but you would have to break the bank to get? At this point, it was probably the Genesis of the Dalek 4-pack. I really want that set. It's the only one I can never seem to find anymore. I used to see it quite a lot, but now I just don't see it, and it's really bugging me. Or the Vesper form, the Build-A-Figure from the Agatha Christie episode of Series 4 with the giant wasp. I really love the Vesper form, giant wasp. I would absolutely love that figure, but it's so hard to get. It's actually ridiculous. Top 3 favourite video games of all time. We'll go in reverse order. I have them here. So, number 3, I would have to say Batman Arkham City. Absolutely love this game. Remember when it first came out and I played it religiously. Did all the Riddler trophies for both Batman and Catwoman. I love the DLC, Harley Quinn's Revenge. I love the story. I think it's a great follow-on from Batman Arkham Asylum. I think this is a fantastic game. And yeah, absolutely love this. I do have the PlayStation version, but this is the single version that I have right here. Second favourite game of all time, Borderlands 2. Absolutely love Borderlands 2. Remember getting this at Christmas. Jake, you should know how much I love this game. Like, we have played this game for so long. I've put over 400 hours into this game. I've got every character level 72, 80 at this point. I almost had all of them at 80. I've had this on 3 different consoles. I've had this on the Xbox 360. I've had this on PC, and I've got this on PlayStation 4 as well. I absolutely love this game. I love it to death. Handsome Jack is one of the best video game villains of all time. The Gunzerker is a great character. Siren, Assassin, Craig, Necromancer, just all of them are fantastic. I absolutely love this game. Even Axton has his charm to him. Absolutely love Borderlands 2. A favourite game of all time, but this also goes for my favourite series of all time, and that is BioShock Infinite. This is the collector's edition on PlayStation. I do have them all on Xbox 360. I also have them all on PC as well. But yeah, absolutely love these games. I have 100%. I've platted all these games. So I absolutely love this series. But BioShock Infinite, I remember getting it on the 360, playing it all in one sitting, and then being like just so taken aback by it. It's beautiful. It obviously there's some very dark subject matter, but it really engrosses you in the time period that it's set in, and I really like that. But yeah, it's a really great game. It's a great game series, and yeah, BioShock Infinite is my favourite game of all time. And then yeah, absolutely love this game series. I'm so happy that they remastered them. Next question is there any big plans for the channel, or are you happy doing what you're doing currently? I am happy what I am doing currently. I like doing my collection videos recently. I was really happy with the room tour, really happy with the reception of it. I like doing the unboxings. Don't really feel I like doing the unboxings and the reviews. I don't like doing too much, but there is a couple big videos that I do have planned. My first one that I'm planning on doing is an in-depth ranking of the Gamera series. I really want to go through my order of them. I want to do it put it together. I'll use my mic. I'll do I'm going to use clips and everything. I'm going to do a proper in-depth video. It's going to get copyright claimed immediately, but at the same time, I really want to show that video and put a lot of effort into it. I also planned on an in-depth why I love Doctor Who so much and stuff like that. That's a big video. And also what got me into horror as well. Those are 3 big videos that I want to do together and put a lot of time and effort into it. But yeah, those are the 3 big ones that I eventually will plan on doing. But mainly, I'm happy with what I'm doing. I like doing the reviews and stuff like that. I would like to get a new camera and a proper mic eventually, to do this properly instead of just using my phone, phone camera. So yeah, it'd be very nice to do that. But that is pretty much planned for the rest of the channel. Do I watch any anime? I don't watch anime religiously. I've seen some One Punch Man, Devilman Crybaby. I've just recently saw the new Demon Slayer film. So I've seen a few, but I don't watch it religiously. There are some that I want to get into, like Attack on Titan for sure. I really want to watch. I need to still watch. I still need to watch One Punch Man Series 2. There's a few that I need to see, but yeah, overall, I don't really watch anime. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just sometimes it's not really my cup of tea. Jacobs, what is your favourite band? Hollywood Undead. I've loved these guys since I was in middle school. I remember when this album came out. Absolutely loved it. My neighbour showed it to me, and then I remember just absolutely bumping it for the next 2 years. And Desperate Measures came out, and then I remember when American Tragedy came out, and Deuce had left the band or kicked out. So then they got Danny in, and then yeah, I remember listening to that all before middle school. And then I remember listening to what was it? What came after American Tragedy? Notes of the Underground when I was in high school, and then I was listening to those albums back to back. And then I remember in college, first year, Day of the Dead came out. Absolutely loved Day of the Dead. Great album. But I remember that album came out in 2015, and then 5 came out tail end of college. And then the 2 new albums. But yeah, Hollywood Undead, I absolutely love them. I've seen them so many times. I've seen them 8, 9 times. Remember there's a big tour that they did back in... Remember actually seeing them for the first time in 2015 at Download, my first big music festival. Absolutely loved that. And then they came to Norwich. I went and saw them there. That was great. Did an absolute different set list as well. And then I remember they came back shortly after that. I did 2 dates on that tour. And then they did a big one in 2018, 2019. But yeah, I did like 4 dates on that one. I have seen them I've seen them a lot of times, but Hollywood Undead is my favourite band of all time. They're just such a comfort band. Favourite YouTuber? Now that's a hard question, because I don't really have a favourite YouTuber. I just watch consistently the same people, but I just really like them. So like within the Blue Tube community, I really like all the friends that I've made. Like I love Lauren's videos. Leon does great videos. I love John's from I've just forgotten your name, John. I'm so sorry. Mondo Chelloveck movies. I love Craig from Spidergeeks as well. Great videos. And there's new people that I've found as well. Like, I absolutely love all the smaller guys. Like, Moving Magpie's not even that small anymore, is he? Like, Geordie Paul, Jake Talks Movies, Simon Michael Neal as well. There's just so many great YouTubers in this community alone that I really love. And there's even the big ones, like Cool Dude. I've been watching him for years. Wet Movie 1, Alex Labia and stuff like that. There's just so many big ones that I've watched. And then there's stuff from other genres as well. A huge YouTuber that I really like, that I've liked consistently since I found him, is Dr. Wolfula. If anyone knows who Dr. Wolfula is, you're an absolute star, because he's fantastic. Does some great in-depth movie reviews, his riff reviews as well, his announcement videos and stuff like that. I just really like him as a character. I think he's great. But then I watch other stuff from I watch Call of Duty YouTubers like Dismo. I'm really into Dismo, Korean Savage. I really like comedy stuff like Too Mad and stuff like that. I really like KSI. I've loved him for years. I love my Doctor Who YouTubers like my mate Ethan from SeaDevilLagoon, Batmanmarch, Pertweesmith 11, Cleverdicks films as well. There's some great YouTubers. I don't really have a favourite YouTuber. I'd probably say the longest YouTuber that I'm really a fan of is probably Dr. Wolfula. I'd rather and Batmanmarch. They're probably my 2 longest subscriptions on YouTube. But yeah, don't really have a favourite YouTuber. If you had to guess the combined cost of everything in your collection, what would it be? 4 or 5 grand. It's got to be 4 or 5 grand. It might be even more, because I've got everything here, and then I've still got other stuff at home as well. There's just so much stuff, from Blu-rays to NECAs, Doctor Who figures, collectibles. Got my VHS tins, got my Markham statues. There's just so much. Got me vinyls. I can't even answer that. But yeah, fuck. I don't even know. Jay. Why are you asking me these questions? What do you want to know? Where would you like to travel to? Oh, it's a good one. I really like I said, Japan, South Korea. Would really like to go to some place in Africa. India as well, Australia. There's some really great places. There's a place in America that I still want to go to. There's some place in Europe. There's loads of places that I want to go to. But yeah, I would love to go back to New York. That'd be great. But yeah, there's just some really great places that I would really like to go back to visit, and like to go visit as well. What is your favourite Joker portrayal? It used to be Heath Ledger, but I've narrowed it. I would happily say it is Mark Hamill. I was thinking about how much I love him in the animated series, how much I love him in the Arkham games. Yeah, it's Mark Hamill. His voice was born to be the Joker, in my opinion. Heath Ledger is really good. Jack Nicholson's really good as well, and so is Joaquin Phoenix. Fuck off if you say Jared Leto. Fuck off. And that is all the questions from Jake. But thank you, Jake, for all those lovely questions. I much appreciate all of them. Next is from my mate Chelsea, and she asks, what is the most expensive thing in your collection? Halloween NECA set, all the Remembrance of the Dalek 4-pack, as I've said before. What is your favourite film, and why is it your favourite film? As Jake also asked this question, it is Halloween. Why is it my favourite film? The pacing, I absolutely love the pacing. I like this idea that this small suburban town is just shook to the core by one such horrific thing, which is Michael Myers. The Shape, like, you don't get his motivations as well. He's just an entity in this film. Like, it's just people trying to explain it. The performances from the guy who plays Michael, Donald Pleasance as well. My God, the score by John Carpenter. Deborah Hill's work with the actresses, she does a fantastic job. Dean Cundy on the cinematography, absolutely great. Just everything about this, and they shot it in California, and they've made it feel like such a great suburban town in America. And just everything about this is well thought out. Like, it's one of the best holiday Halloween films of all time, and one of the best horror films of all time, and one of the best slasher films of all time. Personally, my favourite slasher film of all time, and favourite film of all time. What is your favourite and least favourite NECA? Well, as you've said before, Bioshock Infinite is my favourite game of all time. So my favourite NECA is this guy, the Mechanized Patriot from Colombia. Absolutely love this. I would love to get my hands more on the Bioshock NECAs, because they're so well detailed. And yeah, but they're extremely out of they've been discontinued, so they are very expensive. To be fair, I got this guy new in box for £40, so I was very happy with that. But this is my favourite. Absolutely love this guy. My least favourite will be this motherfucker. He's fallen over again. Because yeah, probably him. So of all the Doctor Who Blu-ray sets, what have you enjoyed watching the most? Now that's a good question, and I narrowed it down to two. I narrowed it down to season 18. I had a lot of fun watching this because I was doing my Doctor Who marathon at that point, and I literally had come up to season 18, so I watched all the DVDs, and then I watched all the new special additions to this. Obviously, this is my most treasured Blu-ray of all time as well, as you know, if you've watched that video. If you haven't, link down below. I had a lot of fun watching this in the summer. This was really good, but also I had a lot of fun watching this box set as well, because this was during the first lockdown. I remember getting this in January, and then finally came around and I was watching the Doctor Who marathon. Just finished watching the Colin Baker era of the show, and then I ended up watching the rest of these, not all of Sylvester McCoy's era. I remember then sitting down and watching all the different cuts. So I watched the original televised versions of all the DVDs, and watched all the special editions. So we watched the TV editions, and we watched all the new cuts that are on this as well, and the special editions on this. I had so much fun. I've had so much fun with both of these sets. I absolutely love them. I think they're fantastic. Two brilliant sets right here. And what is your favourite vinyl? Oh, a switch up. Alright. I would have to say either Amity Afflictions, This Could Be Heartbreak, because this is one of the first that I got. I absolutely love this album and I love this band. I remember seeing them in Norwich as well when they released this. Oh, that was a great tour with North Lane, Stray from the Path, and Wage War. Oh, absolutely great. I also picked some of these on the basis because of the nice vinyls as well. So it either had Dear Desolation by The Writer's Murder. I really like this album. There's some absolute great songs on here, from Slave Beyond Death, The Sons of Misery, Puppet Master, Dear Desolation. Some fucking great songs on here. And also, I really like this pre-order limited edition I got off Impericon. Look at that. Nice yellow with a nice black smoke effect on there. Absolutely gorgeous. Love this vinyl so much. It sounds so good on vinyl, honestly. Absolutely great. And just the inside as well. It's put together really nicely. There's such a great consistent feel on that. And a runner-up will have to be Make Them Suffer's Worlds Apart. Absolutely love this vinyl. Not as well protected, but I really love that disc. That disc is fantastic. Absolutely love it. And this album sounds fucking incredible on vinyl. It's one of my favourite albums. Not a lot of people like it from Make Them Suffer, unfortunately, which really sucks because I think they've put on a lot of goods. And I also remember when they came over to the UK for that first tour. It was their first London headline show. I was front row for it. I even got I got a cut on my forehead because I was fucking rocking out really hard, and the bass player was rocking out really hard, and he cut me with the top of his bass. Oh, that was fun. And also, Brooker, the keyboardist, she gave me a set list as well. I had a fantastic night. Absolutely love that. yeah, runner-up, one of my favourite. But thank you, Chelsea. Those are all the questions from her. And now we're going to move on to the next lot. So next load of questions come from Simon Michael Neal. I want to give a shout out to Simon for hitting 100 subs. Congratulations. You guys should go sub to him if you're not subbed to him. Great guy, lovely guy, very nice interaction. He's rebuilding his Blu-ray collection at the moment. He's got some fantastic titles. Highly recommend you go check him out. First question he asked, if you could take any Doctor and pair them with any other Doctor's companion, who would you choose? That's a good question. Good question, Simon. I would have to say John, the third Doctor and Leela. I think that'd be quite funny, just for the fact that John would always, seemed like he was always defending everyone, and it'd be great to have Leela in there as well, someone who can fight for herself. I'd quite like to see that dynamic. I feel like that could lead to some very funny moments. The Romana with the 12th Doctor, or the first Doctor, because she's obviously very, very intelligent, and quite more intelligent academically than the Doctor in quite a lot of ways. So it'd be great to have that old grandpa vibe against her. I like that clash. That would be great. I feel. Bill Potts and the 13th Doctor, I feel like they would have made a great, a great duo. Maybe even Graham with the 4th Doctor, I feel like that would be quite good. There's just so many. But yeah, those are probably some of the ones that really come to mind. What is your favourite movie in your collection and why? Well, Halloween. We know it's Halloween. Not this edition though. My favourite edition of it is the 4K edition. I love this steelbook. It's really nice. There you go. Very nice. As you know, I love this film. I love this edition. You know by at this point why I love it. Just absolutely adore this film. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Halloween. Next question is, name one movie character you'd like to meet in real life, and what would you ask them? Right, this is a bit of a cop-out here. I was thinking for a good 3 weeks, or 2 to 3 weeks, to thinking who would I ask, and I just decided that I would pick Gizmo in real life. I wouldn't ask him anything. I'd just like to give him a hug, because I love Gizmo. He is adorable. What a brave little champ he is. Oh, I love Gizmo so much. But yeah, that's sorry for a bit of a cop-out on that one again, but it was so hard to pick, honestly. I really couldn't think. But yeah, thank you for all the questions, Simon. I really appreciate it. Like I said, go sub to him. Link down below in the old description. But yeah. And finally, the last set of questions come from our good friend Ethan. He is SeaDevilLagoon, link down below as well. It does some fantastic stop-motion animation work. Please, for the love of God, go show him some love, because, my God, so much love, so much care, so much effort. Like, obviously, he doesn't post very frequently, but when he does, those projects are so good. Oh, I can't do it any more justice. Now, my guy has come up with some good other Doctor Who follow-on questions here. So, he asks, do you think the new series or the classic series handles the Cybermen better? Now, this is a good question, because both have their highs and both have their lows. Whereas the 10th Planet, I think, is a great start. Moonbase Tomb, I think those deal with the Cybermen very well. Very threatening, very emotionless, very conquer all, survive. And then you get into a bit later, like, I really like Earthshock, but the cyber leader is very emotional in some of his delivery, so obviously that takes away from what the Cybermen actually are. Silver Nemesis as well, bit And then you come to the revival series. Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel, I think, put the Cybermen in a parallel world, and I feel like they do it justice. They've used modern technology very well. It feels very believable. They're very emotionless, cold, steel, survival warriors. I like that. But then you get into like later stuff, and just some stuff is a bit. There's some little hints in bad episodes. Like, I really like a little part in Closing Time. I don't like Closing Time as a Cyberman story, but I like. There's some little bits in there where they're underneath and they're just kidnapping people. It has that element of, I don't know what it is, but there's an element of it, but that feels very believable. Cybermen are obviously the most believable villains in Doctor Who, my favourite villains in Doctor Who. But yeah, it's a very hard question. For this one, overall, I'm going to say classic. I'm going to go classic. And what is your favourite Cyberboy story? And I've mentioned it already, the Moonbase. Absolutely love this episode. I've loved this ever since I got the Lost in Time box set. I feel like it's just it so well. The animation's fantastic. The cinematography, the atmosphere, so good. I absolutely love this. Everyone usually picks the Tomb over this one, but this I think is the best Cyberman story in my opinion. This was probably followed shortly by Earthshock, I would have to say, and then probably Tomb. I do really like Tomb, but yeah, I much prefer this. I think this is really good, and the animation is fantastic. So happy to have this release. Fantastic story. But yeah. Next is, what do you think classic story deals with the Daleks the best? I think I would have to say the Daleks, the very first episode, is a bit sluggish in places, but I do think it really captures them very well. I think the movie streamlines the story so much better. This the same with, if I was going to say Dalek Invasion of Earth, the TV series deals with it a bit meh, but the actual movie version of it I think does the Daleks good justice. Genesis of the Daleks is not really in there, but it really captures what bred the Daleks, you know? I think that's really good. I think Dalek also is very good. I think Remembrance is very good as well. What deals with it the worst? I'd say probably the Pertwee era, just because I know John didn't really like them. I don't know if it's down to his involvement or if it was just behind the scenes stuff. I just feel like the Daleks are extremely weak in the Pertwee era. I don't think they're done very well. As much as I hate to say this as well, Destiny of the Daleks doesn't do it very well. Like, they're like two robots like stuck in arms, and it's clearly forgotten that they're not robot-like. They're more machine. They're humanoids, so they have that extra edge. They do have emotion, unlike a robot. So I feel like they should have wiped out the Movellians so much quicker. If that makes sense. I don't know. I do like the whole, like, they expanded on the Movellian stuff more in Big Finish, which I think is much more impressive. But yeah, I don't think overall they don't deal with the Daleks that well in that story. But yeah, I can't really put it down. Maybe Planet, or I think Planet, just because you see them getting pushed into ice water and they just die. I think that's just a bit rubbish. That's what I think, just because we had 3 very okay Dalek stories. Like, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy Planet of the Daleks or Day of the Daleks. I just feel like without those episodes, Genesis wouldn't have been the gem that it is, if that makes sense. So I give them props, but I don't. When I look at Dalek stories, I'm not going straight to the Pertwee era. As much as I love the Pertwee era, don't get me wrong, absolutely love Pertwee. It's in my top 5 Doctors of all time. But the Dalek episodes are not episodes I would jump to immediately. When you have like Tom with Genesis, or you have Resurrection, Revelation, just. I think Revelation also deals with the Daleks quite well. I like the interracial stuff, like interracial elements that the Daleks brought. I think that was quite a good way for the Daleks. But I'd have to say probably Genesis or the actual episode The Daleks probably deals with them the best. And deals with it the worst, probably Planet of the Daleks. Probably my favourite Dalek story of all time. This is just a little bonus one that I want to throw in there for you. It's either going to be, I'd say, classic Remembrance and new series. I'm going to go Dalek. And yeah. That's it. That is the end. That is the end of the Q&A video. Thank you so much. If you sat and watched through it, I've just realised how many clips I've taken while recording this. Hopefully you do enjoy. Thank you to everyone who has given questions. I much appreciate you. If you've enjoyed this, give this a like. If not, thumbs down and all that. Does the channel good, doesn't it, to get clicks on it? But yeah, everyone who has been featured or mentioned will be links below. Like, everyone who's left questions, everything on their social will be left below, so please go check them out, show them some love, tell them that I've said thank you from you lot as well if you're not already watching this. Yeah, if I ever do this again, it'll probably be for another big milestone. I would say maybe 250 subs or 500 subs. Maybe I'll do another one. Actually, maybe 500 subs if I ever get there. If we ever get to 500 subs, I will do a fat Q&A. And something very special, because that's almost 1,000, yeah. But if we ever reach 500k, or 500, that'd be impressive. But yeah, thank you for everyone to sit and watch this. Sorry if this has taken so long. Life's been getting in the way. But yeah, finally recorded it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. And yeah, have a good day. And cheers for over 100 subs. You guys are the best. Bye!